There comes a time in a man's life when he realizes that he's going to spend money on watches. It's going to be a part of his everyday carry. It's useful, it's practical, and it's 10 times better than any smartwatch you could ever want and own. And they've really grabbed my heart deeply when it comes to the watch. They sent me this watch and I'm excited to check it out. They have sponsored videos in the past, but I'm excited about this one because this is them really solidifying themselves in the premium watch game, that I think that it just makes sense that this is where it all comes to a head. This is the Vaer C4 Tactical Black, and I am excited to see exactly what we get with this bad boy. You're getting an incredible presentation, in my opinion. You get to keep this box. And the reason that I think that they decided to go with this type of presentation is I believe this watch is paying homage to the watches of the past, specifically the Vietnam era. And I really like where Vaer is going with these. So this is a part of their most popular lineup of watches, which has been the C5 and the A5 Tactical. And now we have the C4 Tactical Black watch. It has this rotating bezel. It's an omnidirectional bezel. So that's fantastic. First off, you can hear the clicks. So one thing I like about having a bezel that is something that you can use for several reasons. You can use this as a dive functionality, of course, if you're a diver or whatever. Let's just really take in the looks of this before I even dive in what the usefulness is for. You still have that lockdown screw down crown, except now it is on. It's right here, basically kind of at the 4 o'clock. Well done. You can take this, unscrew it, set the time, pull it all the way out. Okay, I'm liking where that's going. This is USA assembled. The 24-hour clock underneath the larger numbers there. I like the indices. I'll give you some close-up shots of this bad boy. I like a watch with a good bezel for a couple of reasons. Number one, you can use this to pass time. So imagine I give my kids a few minutes of any type of task. Sometimes I'm playing with my kiddos and I know that I want to be attentive. I want to be a present dad, not a dad who's just in the room. So there may be times when I tell my kiddo, let's play with some slime. Let's play with some monster trucks. Let's kick it. Let's ride some bikes or whatever. You can take this watch and you can turn the bezel to the minute hand. And when you turn this to the minute hand, what this will do, just like any other watch with a bezel like this, it will tell you how many minutes have passed since you started doing that task. So it's in essence a stopwatch, but in a different variety. So now it's at the 0 mark. As that minute hand goes on, you're going to get markings to let you know how long you've been doing that task up to the 20-minute mark. And then after that, you don't get those individual tick marks anymore, which I think that keeps it clean. But you're still going to get the 25, the 30-minute mark, so forth and so on. So I like just having that. And if you are a diver or if you're a T-ball coach or if you're any type of person you're trying to keep the time, you can accidentally bump the bezel and make it go, go out of sync to what you want. This one's well dampened. It's really, really hard to move it. And I like the fact it moves counterclockwise. So if even less likelihood that you accidentally move it as well. So that's well done. I like what's going on here when it comes to the tactical lineup by Vaer. I think they're really paying attention to what customers want. So the most popular watch in their lineup, hands down, is the C5 Tactical Solar Black Field Watch, USA assembled. It has a solar powered battery, which you can just do 6 minutes of sunlight, get 6 hours of standby time. Then also, I'm a big fan of their A5 Tactical Field Watch, which is on the far right, which has automatic movement. And then we have the C4. Now, the C4 seems to have a quartz movement. I have a pre-production model, but just looking at the second hand there, you see how it's ticking compared to, if you look at it next to the A5, you see how the A5 has that, kind of a smoother second hand. So it leads me to believe this has a quartz movement. So I believe this charges with the sun. I don't have the specs behind this, but I don't imagine why it wouldn't. Let's just read some of the stuff on the back. USA Assembly, it has the entire phonetic alphabet on the back. Completely goated. I'll give you some close-up shots of that. Sapphire crystal glass. I mean, it has Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. Like, I love the fact that they put all that on the back. If you don't ever read stuff phonetically, which I read it all the time, I still use military time to this day. All the clocks in the house are set to military time. It actually kind of gets on the nerves of the family, and I don't really care because I like it. So I like that. I like the way this bezel is done. And the thing is about this, let's just get it on the wrist, okay? I've been kind of like palling around with it, and I've been kind of teasing it a little bit, but I actually kind of want to put this onto the wrist. I love just how big this looks, like how pronounced it looks on my wrist. I told you guys I'm a big component of having between a 36 and like a 42 on my wrist, which is what I wear pretty often. It gives me the feeling that this is a 40, but because of the pronounced lugs areas up there, that it gives the feeling of the presence of like a 42. So it looks really good. I like how pronounced that is. I just like how this rests on the wrist. This does give me a little bit more vibes where I could still wear this in the office, but it does push forward more for adventure. This does feel more like a watch that I could wear rucking to know how long have I been on this path. Move the bezel real quick and just get that set real quick. How long have I been swimming in this pool? Move the bezel real quick and get that set real quick. I like that type of stuff. So I like where they're going with this. This just feels really good. This presentation, and then the fact that they give you the other watch strap right above it. This has the NATO pass-through strap, which those things are fantastic. Anything else in there? Okay, so no other cutouts, but I like the fact that they're going above and beyond and just to give you this type of presentation. I think it's freaking dope. Just kind of my first impressions of this watch. The full review will come in the future. I believe that wearing a real watch, I've said this before, is significantly important. I think you should still own your smartwatches. Use it for when you're working out. Use it for when you're getting your steps. You're cutting your grass. You're going on a ruck. You want to, have more control and understand what's going on with your body. Put on a smartwatch. But for every other occasion, if you want to look more sophisticated, have a watch that you don't have to be tethered to a charger. And in my opinion, it just goes with more things. I think Apple Watches are atrociously ugly. Comment down below, what are we thinking of the C4 Tactical Black field watch that's coming in from Vaer? Put an S for smash or a P for pass. I don't know pricing on this. I'll throw it on the screen if I get the pricing on this, because I did get this before it released. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.